we're here. I'm gonna turn off the socials because I don't feel like changing them. All right, cool. This is the finals of the AWOL season 3 Invitational. We got a fun little matchup here, but yeah, cool. What are you thinking?
I am here. I am thinking, really hope that we are not cursed. And I believe FraNico was on Traced, right? Bug fix Traced.
Yeah.
And the world's best Kojo player is on Kojo. We didn't get to see any FraNico gameplay because of the issues yesterday on BGA, and now they decided to do it again, literally 10 minutes before we were going to start. So I'm excited to see if the altered services symbol changes to green instead of red.
Who do I want to win, Keelan? Well, typically when
FraNico.
yeah, well, typically when I cast, I like to curse freeloader. Um, so I don't know. It'd be tough for that one. You're going with Frenico? I'll go freeloader then, just because I don't want to be the same as Cole. And I typically go whatever Cole says. I have to pick the opposite because that's usually correct. So yeah, freeloader definitely. Freeloader is going to win this.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if it's very much drama, but Freeloader is my nemesis, and so it has to be for Nico.
But yeah, so hopefully we can get this done because we're running out of time in order to complete this, especially since Fernico is running bug fix and will not be able to play it. So yeah, we'll see if this is gonna happen or not. And I'm also gonna complain to Freeloader because they're not listing all the languages they speak on BGA. They just list the one. They're lying because they speak other languages. Come on.
I don't know. I've never heard Freeloader speak another language.
What language are you saying they speak now?
English?
No, they don't even have English listed.
Wow. Can't believe it.
He's been fair, he really deserves it. Feeler deserves it less, but he's a total giga chad and tells people he's my brother, so there's that. Yeah, that's solid points all around, Keelan. So I'm glad you were able to bring that up. Right. We're still I'm just refreshing on Freeloader's BGA page. Feel free to well, I guess we could also check Discord to see if anything's gonna happen. But yeah, Cole, how was the rest of you guys went through like half the matches for the top cut or like a quarter of them at some point after I left? How was that?
Yeah, we were able to watch a couple games until the bracket got held up by players that weren't able to or needed to go to sleep or yada yada. It was great. A lot of knowledge dropped, mostly from Rinku, but I think I said at least one good thing. So
Mm,
if you missed that video, it's of course still on the YouTube channel. I think the real question going into today's game, though, is did Keelan guy cook Freeloader anything good today or
mm,
not? That
yeah.
might highly impact Freeloader's performance here.
Yeah, it's looking like things are currently not working for the players. I am in the active game that they have going, and both Frenico and Freeloader are saying it is not working for them. So it's a good start thus far
We love
for
it.
the finals. We'll watch them chat it up a little bit, see if anything changes. But in the meantime, I mean, last time it was what what it took like 15-20 minutes before it fixed itself, right? I don't know.
I last time I felt like it was a long time, and we don't really get like status updates on why it's happening. But I think with a lot of, what's happening throughout this week, it's probably pretty easy to see how the changes they're making, the pod credit, the unique changes around, just overall updates preparing for this month on the website could have something like this happen. So we'll see how long it takes.
Yeah, we'll give it a little bit here as far as timeline. They're talking about using starter decks at the moment, but I am not streaming your guys' starter deck matchup. Just be aware, both FraNico and you guys want to do this as like a just a preliminary match. All right, yeah,
A show match.
yeah, show match of starter decks. This does not count as the finals. All right, go for it. This is show match start. Go.
All right. So you and I have witnessed a lot of starter deck gameplay, um, being, you know, demo people and yada yada at conventions. These decks in this era, I think very commonly people say that the Siggy deck is by far the best. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they say it. I feel like It the thing for me is that I feel like for the rest of the decks, a lot of people shit on some of the other ones, as far as like if they're really bad or not. But I've seen people do really well with the ones that they consider the worst, just because they have common knowledge of playing TCGs, even if they've never played Altered before. So, yeah, I think Siggy's the best, but at the same time, I feel like Kojo can beat out a Siggy. I feel like occasionally you can get a Tasia beaten out of Siggy and so on and so forth. But yeah, for now, this is just all a show match fun to see to fill time until the things get ready. If it's still not working after this, we'll make them play a demo deck matchup as well, and we'll just keep on going with that and back and forth until we find like a best of 24 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I will keep refreshing um the altered services on my end since I'm not the one sharing my screen for stream, and I will be able to let the players know if they come back up. But Freeloader already taking a lead here. What I was gonna say is out of all of the decks, if you're just judging them at a base level and not putting in, player experience, I think these two are probably the most equally matched. Siggy gets the 1-1-1 every day, but then Kojo gets the 2-2-2 every other day, and it's a little more equalized. But Kojo's gonna have to win fast now.
Yeah, second. Frigido's putting all the permanents down here for Sigismar at the moment, but is currently in the lead. So I mean, it may work out. Yeah, I like that idea, guy. So for Nico and Freeloader, we'll just use a starter deck. I mean, demo decks after. Is the Whispers demo deck still available that you can use? I'm not sure to
Yep.
be honest.
Yeah, it
So
is.
yeah, after this, we'll go to the Whispers demo deck, assuming that nothing's working. If it is working, then we're canceling it. But if it isn't, then they'll play Whispers, and if not, then past that we'll go Skybound. And if we go through all three of those and neither of those happen, then probably canceling the stream and then just let them figure it out whenever they figure it out.
Yeah, that has been the fun of the final season 3 invitational here, the top cut. Someone out there does not want to see one of these players be crowned a champion. I don't know if it's Saboteurs against AQZ or against AWOL, but someone keeps, throwing a wrench in things.
We could also make this a fun little plan for the conquest format, and when they go to the demo decks, we can have them each ban a demo deck that the other can't use.
There you go. There you go. You signed up for some events at Worlds, right? Which ones did you sign up for?
I signed up for the LCQs and the
Hmm.
3v3.
Nice.
and then also the booster whatevers, but I figured those would just be you could join whenever.
Hmm. Who's the rest of your 3v3 team?
Infinite and Co.
You're just you're naming them and or are you their third? You're the
I'm their third.
third.
I'm
Oh,
the third.
okay.
Yeah.
Kyle and Lindsay finally found a third, and it's
Yeah.
a dude with a beard. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe other stuff might happen. Maybe I won't be doing anything at all. Who knows?
Yeah,
But in the meantime,
I haven't even looked at what tickets are left. LCQ probably way above my level, but it could be fun. It could be fun.
yeah, I feel like just to do it overall. But yeah, no, I'm signed up for both LCQs, morning and afternoon. Um, Even if I don't play in one or the other, I just wanted to do it just to get a free mat too. So makes sense for me. And whatever else comes with it. I forget what else comes with it to be honest. For like the $50 package, I don't even remember. Yeah, morning is still left because no one wants to get up early. Makes sense. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do with that because the place that like we're at isn't like super close, so I'd have to figure out how long it takes to get to the venue.
Yeah, maybe I'll take a look. If you're going to be going to the morning one, maybe I'll take a look. But money,
Yeah, indeed,
money.
indeed.
Ooh, all right. A Shenlong might just solidify this. There's not enough characters on the
Yeah,
side of Frenico to get rid of it.
and yeah, and not 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 enough removal in these starter decks.
Hmm.
If you had 3 mana left, we could maybe get a sticky note seal. Is there sticky note seal in the starter deck? I don't remember.
These ones I do not remember. I know that there's usually at least like one or two of something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Keelan, there's a lot of stuff that is booked, but there's still some stuff open for morning, I think, for LCQs. I don't remember to be honest.
Yeah,
Either way, for
wasn't Keelan supposed to give us his answer
yeah,
yesterday?
yeah, I thought we were supposed to know. Keelan, are you available or not? Are you gonna think you maybe can come? All right. Anyway, freeloader one. Can you guys check really quick to see if you can get in, and if not, play Whispers from the Maze, demo decks, and you each can ban one demo deck from each other. Just list them either in the chat or in the Discord so that we can see which one you're banning, and then we'll go from there. But first, check to see if you can get into the actual game,
Oh,
please.
Shenlong does have stuff. You're right.
I don't know if any of you are listening. I think Freeloader's still listening at the moment, but I don't know if Nico is.
I think Freeloader was in the table chat, so I sent a message.
Mm.
Um, Let me come over here. Yeah, the services still say down to me.
All right,
Freeloader.
all right. Looks like they have a game going here. They'll be checking, I think, here first. Neither of them have EGA Premium, so we gotta wait for that.
Oh my God, what are the WFM whispers? WFM whispers decks. Yep, that works.
Mm. First, it
Should be
doesn't.
able to see them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not doing a Whispers deck now, are they? This is regular, just to check if it's working.
It's still not working, and also
Okay,
since it is connected to the altered like services are what's down. I
yeah,
also can't go to the altered website because it is down.
bummer. All
So I
right.
can't see what they are.
Well, either way, Freeloader is banning Itzadi and FraNico is banning Akesha. So we will get the game here started. I'm gonna switch over to gameplay. So everyone that's watching, we have an Itzadi ban and an Akesha ban, and that means we're gonna watch Navenka versus Subash.
It should be another interesting one. If Freeloader wins two of these back to back, is it just enough, or do we have to go to a third?
I have no clue. I mean, we could still do the third just for fun and then make it bonus points. I guess I don't know. Either way, so yeah, FraNico on the sub ash and Navenka is Freeloader's playing Navenka. Um, and it seems like FraNico forgot that you have to pay for sub ash.
Yep. Oh, the rare Wayfarer. But it's not common, so it's trash.
Crash.
I have an ongoing fight with a couple people in the Discord. There's people who think Wayfarer is bad overall. Then there's people on the common Wayfarer side, and then there's the rare Wayfarer side, and we're all at war.
Oh man. Well, hopefully FraNico can wait, did Freeloader win last time or FraNico? I forgot. I did wasn't.
Freeloader one on Kojo.
Okay, yeah. So um hopefully FraNico can win this one and we can do it. Oh, I didn't see Azure posting earlier. Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome. Um
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno indeed. We get Avalanche thrown to the reserve. We're gonna do some more stuff. Ooh, dude, we're so close to a clutch little match girl play. Haven't seen that in ever. Reserve is empty. Draw a card. Just got to get rid of everything at this point.
Yeah, the rare even, I don't know. The last time I looked at the rare, thing that it has both is very, very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Season three invitational finals. You've seen a lot of cards you probably didn't expect to see. Um, get the clutch silent night play. But all right, boosts are happening. Lyra Scald is happening, and yeah, Freeloader able to make a little bit of a comeback here so far. I don't know.
Rolls
Probably
a
not looking too hot with that
one.
avalanche potentially, but who knows?
Yeah, especially the Scald and some of those other Lyra cards that have a 0 in Mountain. That's a very scary thing. I think this deck might have some form of sabotage. It might have a Tanuki. It's hard to remember, but that would be very useful right about now.
Indubitably. Well, we'll see if Frederico wants to use the noon ability here and is going to do it and throws down another avalanche, avalanche and everywhere, and leaving themselves the ability to avalanche immediately. I don't know if we'll see it, but it'd be cool to have a double avalanche in reserve instead of anything else. Who knows?
So, did we just discover a new, previously unknown blue in the Blueyverse? What is that? Sildenafil blue?
Silton in a fill?
What the heck is Sildenafil?
I don't even know what you're looking at.
The spectators in the game.
Um, I'm in there. Oh, I didn't even look at the spectators.
They're typing in chat too. Thought
Uh,
you were sitting here just memeing on us.
no, not me. Yeah, I don't even. I guess I could log into multiple accounts on multiple browsers, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, we're waiting, and stuff is happening, and yeah, boosting. And it looks like we have a little bit of a freeloader potential coming from behind victory, but we'll see if it works.
Oh boy, gets the double move by actually triggering the Wayfarer. And even better, it's the rare Trickster, which means its ability does happen and gets the boosts, but wasn't able to do it back to back. Imagine if it hit a 2 and then, oh wait, you can't because it's exhausted. That's why I don't like rare Wayfarer. I also realized I actually maybe we can go look at tickets on the Ludo Trotter website
or what?
for Worlds.
What
So
about
I
it?
was like, I don't think I can even buy a ticket right now, because of the altered website is down.
Yeah, you can probably be fine. Someone's almost probably also posted the link somewhere in the Discord.
Should we plan a children's birthday with Ludo Trotter when we go?
Yeah.
All right,
So
Elon, bring your son.
it's Kodama Academy. Sabotage. Rolling some dice just for funsies. Ah, that sucks. But
Ouch.
still gets to maybe play the rare. No, I forgot. The card doesn't change on top. It should go to the next card if the first card's already been revealed.
That would be cool. I would like that even more.
But either way, a little bit of help there by Freeletter to let FraNico double advance.
Wayfarer is OP. It's gonna win the Invitational Finals.
Probably.
True. It might. All right, let me check on the services here.
Ooh.
services.
What's the least played card in each set in everyone's opinion? I feel like Ride the Bifrost wins Beyond the Gates, right?
Yeah. So if you're counting up to now and not just when its set was released, I don't think I've ever seen Ride the Bifrost be played. Um there might be one or two depending on like faction. Um you know the best way to see all of the cards for a set?
Hmm.
You just go to a guy trying's reveal sheet and you just scroll down through the cards.
Yeah, yeah. Or you could just like use the website, but that works too.
Yeah, but this spreadsheet is easier, and then you get to shout out a guy trying.
Okay, yeah. Arjun, that's just actually not correct, Pandy, because Um, there are plenty of Arjun players, especially in Beyond the Gates meta. In fact, I particularly remember someone on your team that was a quite an adamant Arjun player that had did quite well in AWOLs. So, um, wrong again, unfortunately for you. But yeah, caused a lot of saltiness back in the day.
The I think the problem with a lot of the sets afterwards is there are some that I've seen played in certain cases, but so far from Whispers from the Maze, I would say it's probably the Bliss Drummer is up there as one
See,
of the least
I've s-
played.
I've seen Drummer. I'm trying to think of a card that I just never seen played from Whispers.
Yeah. Um,
Rare Amelia Earhart's up there, but although I did think I saw someone use Rare Amelia Earhart or the out of faction Amelia Earhart in Ordis once upon a time.
uh, Ariadne is probably the big one.
Yeah, that's another one. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, probably Ariadne. Trial by Frost. I don't have that one in my search history since it was so long ago. Looks like the website's coming back up, but my when I refreshed it, it says alter services are having issues,
Okay.
and now they're unavailable again.
Well, we're almost done with this game. At the moment, it does look like Fernico is ahead, but Reloader still has the ability to win this, especially with all that mana and cards available. But we'll see what happens. Oh, Icarus is a good choice, a guy trying. That is a dog shit card. I mean, I mean, that's not true. I like the art in the promo version. I don't like the art in the original version. I do like the art. I mean, the unique's better, but I just don't like Icarus as a whole, which is disappointing because it's like one of my favorite characters in Greek mythology.
Six
And
is
because
too
and
high.
because and because Daedalus is so good too, as far as like the art and the actual character. It's kind of disappointing that Icarus sucks. Leave it to Axiom, right? Getting worst card. Jesus. Either way.
Dang, now it's 1-1. Oh
Not
wait,
over
just
yet.
kidding. Not over yet. I can't count.
Jeez. Jeez.
Cheese and rice. Damn.
Oh, ascend. Everybody ascend. How's everyone's pre-releases been going? Honestly, these last the pre-releases I've been going to thus far, I've been sucking ass comparative to what I normally do. I don't know, it's because I just am trying to make stupid shit work or um, this is just isn't my set, but just haven't been taking them home like I used to.
Yep. As far as I know currently, there's only one in all of Texas that has happened, and
Mm,
luckily it was the one that I could go to, and I also did very terrible. I feel like my draws were pretty bad, and it made it hard to come up with a good cohesive deck. I feel like Isari though is a pretty good choice, almost no matter what you pull in the pre-release.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think I got one more. I mean, it's not a pre-release because they got the cards late, but I'm gonna go to another one this Sunday as far as like a sealed, and that should be fun. What's everyone paying for boxes these days with price changes? The worst one I've seen thus far from one of my locals is $195.
Woof. That's pretty big. Yeah, there might be one more that happens down in Houston, but it'll also be a little late. So not technically a pre-release, but now it's actually going to arena. But what happened? What did they do?
I don't know, just rolling and shit. There's a double advance by Freeloader and single advance by FraNico. Both of them are pretty low on resources at this point, but you have to think that maybe Freeloader has the advantage here with those higher stats, using the Lyric Chronicler as actual stats instead of what it's usually used for, as far as resupplies, especially in the common. But we'll have to see. Um, 115. Yeah, I found a place that I think that is doing that same price guy. But one of my stores has always been high, and then they just posted a thing recently because of prices on TCGs. They can't afford to sell at MSRP anymore. They never did, by the way, but they can't afford to sell at MSRP anymore, and they're selling a bunch. They're selling at above, but they're still doing it below market price. And I'm like, okay, like I can show you market price, and it's not that. But I think they were. I told you, Cole, that they were selling Riftbound for 275 a box, which is hilarious. But
Yeah.
game going on now, 444 for the sub ash player decided not to. Oh wait, they did do the ability. And then Avalanche.
The Avalanche.
That's the
Now
that's the third one. We've seen two of them earlier on, right? So that's the last one.
we need okay, that's not quite what we need. I was gonna say we need a trickster, and then we need
Oh, anchored.
you need the proc on the Wayfarer.
All right, FraNico takes that one. We'll have.
R.I.P.
Are we? All right. Are we good now? Can we get them to check again or no?
Let me refresh. Let's see. It says it's having issues, but it doesn't say it's unavailable.
All right, guys. Check one more time, and check if you can, and if not, um,
So I also did just check the tickets for the LCQ, and they are showing as all sold out right now. Does that
mhm.
mean Keelan went and hurry and bought the last one before I could?
I have no clue. Maybe.
Service is back up. All right, let me get some water before we have an actual match because my throat's been cracking.
This is perfect too because we have a 1-1, and now we're going to the best of 3 finals here for the actual invitational.
Is it best of three?
Well, it is best of 3 now because they just each won 1 on
Oh,
the starter and
yeah.
demo decks,
There
so
you go.
works out perfectly. Um, that was only game 2, Keelan, so incredible finals thus far. So good performance by Freeloader on Kojo initially, and then a good performance by FraNico on, that. Oh, never mind, they're abandoning. Did they accidentally leave it on demo decks? I bet you they accidentally left it on demo decks for the game. So best of 3 finals here, currently 1-1-1. Great performance by Freeloader on the, Kojo, and then, great performance by, FraNico on the Sub Ash. And we're doing a little bit different here. This is kind of like a Worlds. No, it's not Worlds things. We're letting FraNico switch heroes here if they want, as long as it's the same faction. So, um, they'll be playing Traced here in the game 3. Alright. This will be fun to compile together with the rest of the stream.
All right, let's see here. They in a match. They
Yeah,
working it.
they had to cancel the first one, I think, because they left demo decks on. So now they're in another one. So I think it should be good. We'll find out quickly if they can pick decks. Can you pick? Can you pick? Can you pick? Waiting. Guys are still trying to choose faction. Still problems? Still problems? Nico? Three-letter?
Works for freeloader.
Sick.
The Swiss getting things handed to them again.
They both got it.
Oh, look at
Woo!
that.
All right. We're I'm assuming these are both their actual decks. I didn't deck check them. If they cheat, then I guess too bad. Uh I know Child FS card that I don't think I've ever seen anyone play. Aurora. All right, I'm gonna switch over to the gameplay.
Yeah, Aurora is a good one. I played Aurora recently. I think just in trying out some stuff with Sky, and funny enough, she might have a decent use in like a rush aggro style, but probably better things than that card.
Yeah, we'll see. Speaking of Russia aggro stuff, Santa Claus is Lyra Muna though, right? So that wouldn't really work.
Yeah, there's been some conversation about some of those fog uniques that have the weird if you pass first, the next thing you play costs less or whatever.
Yeah, I saw a few of those. It's fun.
Um, and they people were thinking that maybe like Santa or stuff like that could make it useful, but the game designers have already said that that's one that slipped through the cracks, and they're gonna fix it unique wise. So
Santa wasn't used all that much either. I think I may have saw it on occasion randomly just because it's Santa and people wanted to try it. But either way, let's get into it here. Day one starting off. FraNico starting strong here with the Axiom Salvager, rare as is tradition, and we'll see what we can do for Freeloader on the Kojo, who is not starting first. Going to be the second player and throwing out a red. Santa's fun in 2v2? Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I don't usually typically play Lyra or Muna in 2v2. I don't typically play Muna in general, so that's probably why. But yeah. Either way, bug out bag coming out here for Nico. Just trying to confirm the companion side, I'd have to imagine. Wouldn't be surprised to see passing going on here for both players. Gonna go 1 for 1.
but where's the rabbit to get the boosts on the red?
True.
That red is so sad, no boosts.
Either way, solid for the two. Yeah, Muna is in fact trash anyways.
True. Don't know why anyone would ever want to play Muna.
Um Kauri doesn't feel as fun in the limited format unless you get certain cards. Especially going first as Kauri on day one and giving your opponent a token, and you can get an additional card draw, but you don't benefit off of it initially. And I've had a few games where I just immediately went down two because of that, because I went first. But either way, we get a resupply into a hunger, and I'm pretty sure that's though. Does I think Freeloader only runs one hunger?
Shouldn't have played Navenka. Bad Wuju is what Freeloader said. I am quoting him there. Seemingly not very happy with resupplying the hunger. Yeah. It'll be gigantic though. So that'll be nice, right?
Yeah, has to wait 2 days for that though. Um, it'll get a boost at least, I guess. So it's a 6 cost 4 4 4 4. In the meantime, we do get that red coming out, and ooh, set up with the little bit of a Grims going on, and it's probably going to be targeting that Haven. Not gonna be giving out boosts for free. Either way, only one scrap counter here for Nico. This game's gonna be moving fast. I'm excited. We're gonna have a nice quick stream. I mean, I guess we had a little bit of preliminary show match action for game one and game two on non-traditional decks, so good times. Yeah, edge of my seat indeed. I'm like leaning forward so close to the screen because I want to see. I got to make sure I got to speak into the mic at the same time though. Yeah, great opener for Nico. I mean, I think anytime you can get car the one cost set up and ooh, probably doesn't want to resupply into bug fix though. But second Haven doesn't even matter if he plays the Grims at this point. He can only target one of them. And actually hits a decent resupply. Not an amazing one, but better than hitting the hunger is for sure. But we do get the Grims coming out here. Gonna get another scrap counter on the board. Gonna target one of those Havens, not gonna get double boosty boosts. And yeah, 3 mana left though for Freeloader. Be curious if they do something from hand or from reserve. They do go from the reserve with the tiny Jin.
Yep. Very well suited for where Freeloader is at on the hero expedition, but not the strongest play. I was wondering if we were going to see the bug fix played, and we do. There's not, I guess, much reason to not play it unless you have something else, because you remove a traced scrap counter to just go ahead and put it right back on. But it is going to allow a move on one side for Freeloader and the same side for FraNico. So evening the game up here. Kaibara counter, as Rinku would say, is 3 against 3.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was hoping that Freeloader would have that Fire Rabbit because that was his kind of is only out there to help themselves, to prevent from going behind a little bit too far. Now we're at a fairly even point in the game. Has one less card in hand than FraNico, but FraNico has nothing in reserve at the moment to be able to reduce to get those scrap counters up. We will actually get to see the play here of the hunger. And interestingly enough, we'll have to see if there is another fire rabbit waiting for freeloader here that could be pretty instrumental in having a decently sized hunger or something as a whole to just help out. But we'll have to figure it out. We do get a hooked. Uh, okay. Wants to get a card draw, see if they can get something set up here and not be too stacked on the companion side. Freeloader does not have anything else that they want to play here, so it's going to be free play for FraNico. 4 mana left, trying to figure out what they have. We do know one bug fix is down, so I'm not sure how they'll be able to set up if they want to try to do bug fix combo here. But 3 cards. They're throwing down the salvager. That's their second salvager as well. I imagine they feel like they have something that they can pull out here to at least try to help them not get double advanced on, but it's going to be difficult with 3 mana unless they have something as far as removal. I don't remember if they run removal in their deck, but I don't think they do other than the hook stuff. I'm not sure. I think most traces are running some type of removal now. I don't think there's as much of people just running just hooked, but either way, we do get to see the hooked play, and it's just going to be, ooh, just going to throw down the mechanic. So giving up the 2-0, getting a bunch of card draw, digging to see if they can find what they need, and maybe setting up for some type of permanent play here. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's two very good cards to have in reserve. The Axiom Salvager getting a resupply, Foundry Mechanic maybe putting out a permanent for cheaper, but yeah, that hunger being resupplied and allowed to stay in the reserve actually did turn out to be pretty decent for Freeloader here. As I always say, though, never count traced out, especially with things like Salvager around. The Frankenstein, though, needs a partner or it can do its work.
Frankenstein needs a partner, needs its creature.
Yeah, when are we gonna get Bride of Frankenstein in the game?
I don't know.
I-
Um,
Is this Frankenstein just a sad, lonely automaton?
Honestly, like Dr. Frankenstein, as far as the card art, looks kind of hot if you think about it, right? Like Dr. Frankenstein themselves has always been portrayed as like some weirdo dude, but I mean, it's kind of a stud muffin in that card art if you look at him. But we do get some setup plays here for Freeloader as far as the Haven Serengar and a rare Mighty Jin potentially trying to help build up that card advantage, even if they give up some type of advancements here. But Mighty Jin pretty good on that companion zone and putting themselves at least in the opportunity to go adjacent if they're able to prevent too much happening here from FraNico. FraNico can play that Dr. Frankenstein 2 cost for 3 stats, even if they don't hit the activation, which would be solid. But I imagine they have the potential to at least try to activate. Maybe they're trying to save something. Do you know if FraNico is running things like the whatchamacallit, the armor jammer at all in their setup to activate sabotage for following turns? I don't know. Either way. Yeah, very handsome. Like, I mean, he's got the slick hair. He's wearing like a vest and a tie. Like, dude is he is an engineer actively working in Greece and a bunch of stuff and is looking that good. It's impressive. It's like soccer or football players for all you EU folks that like constantly head the ball, but their hair looks perfect, you know? It's quite impressive. Either way, mana eruption, gonna get rid of the stats on the board. We do see a unique ink caster that Cole's gonna read off.
Yeah, 22122. When a robot joins your expeditions, you may return a card from your reserve to your hand. And now we see what this deck is built around. We're gonna see a couple bugs come out here to equalize the expeditions and also give a double move to FraNico. Like I said, never count traced out.
How do you figure double move?
He's gonna create. Oh, maybe I miscounted. I thought he was able to create one more bug.
No, just the one, but is able to block uh, the option of freeloader to get in advance and go adjacent. Freeloader will get a card draw off of that Mighty Gin. We'll still be in a decent spot on that companion zone. We'll have to deal with the Ouroboros Inkcaster. If they have sabotage, now's the time to use it. Not sure if that is going to be the case. At this point, Fernico's gone through a good amount of their deck, so even if they lose that Inkcaster, maybe they have the option to run a second unique that's going to help them recycle that bug fix. We'll have to wait and see, especially since Freeloader has used that Mana Eruption earlier on the Amelia Earhart. Might not have been ideal, especially since it would have probably been better to prevent that bug fix loop, but probably didn't feel like they had the option and was going to force Nico to just play it. And we'll see if it's going to be enough here to maybe still take this game after getting that early lead.
Yeah, I think the one benefit to Freeloader right now is there's still one ahead on the tumult. So seemingly all they have to do is go one for one twice and then they would win. They do as well have one of the havens still available, and it doesn't have to be exhausted like the Axiom one. And they have a pretty good card in reserve here and two cards in hand. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, notably though, the Haven Serengar is good for resources, but not ideal for them helping advance on the companion side. Good for blocking, I guess, if they
Ooh.
wanted to use it. We do get to see that Haven Bravo Bastion that you mentioned, but this time for Frenico, able to be placed that onto the board, get a nice little resupply into an Amelia Earhart that's going to help with a little bit of slow play here. One of the things that I was hoping that we might see out of Freeloader is something like a Haven Bouncer to be able to hit that Inkcaster. I know he runs them. I don't know the thought process behind it. Personally, I hate Haven Bouncers, but he's been a big Haven Bouncer fan, if I understand correctly from talking to Rinku about it, and it actually forced Rinku to use it in the Dallas deck as a one of, I believe. So big Haven Bouncer fan. So I was thinking we might get to see that appear for a sabotage. Does not seem to be the case. We will get the trace ability activating, throwing down a Keylon Elemental. I'm not going to change the way I say it. And we'll see what else we got going on. Looks like it's going to be a little bit more slow play with that Amelia Earhart.
Nico is just taunting him on whether there's sabotage or not. And maybe there isn't. We don't know either of these decks very well because of, as we've mentioned, the issues of not being able to commentate all of the top cut. I mean, we could look it up, but what fun would that be? We can just make incorrect guesses instead. But putting out the Fire Rabbit without doing its ability, very interesting.
Yeah, the game that they're kind of playing here is really fun, where Frenico's definitely trying to slow play to try to get all the mana and find a way to avoid any type of outs that Freeloader has for removal on that Inkcaster. I have to imagine one of the cards in hand is a bug fix, and smartly, I think Freeloader is leaving 2 mana open here. They have used 1 rare mana eruption. I don't remember off the top of my head if they're using multiple. I thought they were splitting between commons and rares as far as removal is concerned. So we'll have to see if that ends up mattering at all here, because still 5 mana left for Frenico. Obviously, if they can get that Incaster out here, that would be ideal and start being able to use the ability of the bug fix multiple times, and sure enough, that is what they do. They'll be able to use it up to 3 times. The question is now, does Freeloader have that removal that I was speaking of, or do they in fact not? Either way, um, it could end up being weird. They immediately pass though, and bug fix is gonna start uh, stacking up here, and it will be enough to get them over the board on that companion zone if they so choose. They may also just decide to change things up a little bit. They start removing counters and doing the good old fashioned bug fix loop, and yeah, they're throwing two over on that side, gonna block. And are they gonna advance on the hero side, or are they gonna try to get off of that individual forest? Is the question. Okay, yeah, they are gonna advance on the hero side, just blocking over on the companion side. Now that that mighty Jin will be going away, there is no more Haven Sarengar, and betting on the fact that Freeloader doesn't have very much forest left to be able to advance on the opposite side.
Look at that. What a wonderful block. Isn't Copelia Bride of Frankenstein? I don't know. Is Copelia? That is a very good question. I actually have not read the lore for either cards yet, so I should do that.
What? Why would Capelia be? I don't know. Is that lore?
Because she's also on the same kind of chair. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be like Ada Lovelace in lore situations because Ada makes Capelia? I don't know. Seems like that would be cool for altered lore, but who knows?
The first word in her lore article is Frankenstein, so I'll have
Mm,
to find out.
maybe. Yeah, it did end up mattering as far as that stat boost. Maybe because FraNico had so much mana, Freeloader wasn't quite sure if it was something that they should trigger on, opting for the resource of having that rabbit for the following day. But who knows? Either way, at least the Inkcaster's gone. But at this point, you have to imagine Franico's found another one or another unique that can do the same shit, right?
Of course. What would a bug fix deck be without it?
Campilia is based off of a ballet. Yeah, that's right. I forgot theater nerd in the house. Theater
Uh,
nerd. Either way, we do get the play of that little rabbit over on the companion side. Slow play for Freelitter at the moment. Only has 3 cards in hand. Interesting play considering I don't know if you can really slow play Trace at this point, especially with the amount of cards that they'll be able to rotate and a lot of lower cost cards, things like the Frozen Delivery, like the 1 cost cylinder. But we'll see what they got in plan. They haven't moved for the last 2 days, despite getting an early lead, and now it is dead even on the tumult. A single double advance for either player will take the game. There's
Man, people falling in love with robots even that far back.
It's followed by dressing as a doll, pretending to make it a good life and all the leaves saving him from all time in the winter. From Wiki. Wait, so
Ooh,
so
this
Capelia isn't an actual robot, it's a doll? What can you do?
what can you do?
Physical training, a freeloader special. Although I do remember once upon a time, freeloader did remove physical training completely from his Kojo deck. I do remember that, and I was shocked. I was just utterly shocked. But either way, uh, we'll see what we got going on here for the game. More more physical trainings, I guess. Freeloader's just hoping that they have the ability to just take one side here. We get the keel on cylinder activation, gonna start stacking up. Maybe Franico's just happy going for 1 for 1. The question is does can Freeloader surprise him at the very end here with this 3 mana to be able to take out the two stats only on the Keelan Elemental, I'd have to imagine that FraNico might want to stat pad a little bit there just in case Freeloader can pull out some magic to prevent it, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Taking some
This
time to figure it out.
rabbit is like the freaking were rabbit or whatever from Alvin and the Chipmunks. It's huge.
Is huge. Bug fix. Gonna use the Keelon cylinder counter this time around. Gonna,
Mm.
in fact, is gonna stat pad over on the hero side. Makes sense. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised to see Freeloader potentially pass. They could also try to stat pad themselves a little bit on the companion zone if they want to, as well as just throw a character into the reserve to set themselves up for the following day. Will be a boot a turn, might be in a good spot as a whole, but not quite sure. We'll see what they have in hand. We're able to get two card draws off that physical training, so might not be in a too bad of a spot compared to where they were earlier with limited amount of cards and had an advance for the last 2 days.
Is this freeloader deck the NUC version and there's no uniques?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Um, see what we got going.
Hooked would be pretty clutch right now. We've only seen one be played out so far, so it's definitely possible. That currently would still result in a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Wonder what else Freeloader has in hand for this 2 mana.
Yeah, freeloaders been doing a good job as far as avoiding the slow play from Fernico on the trace and always leaving themselves with 2 mana available in these situations, which can be an intimidating thought for the trace player, especially if they know that they have a second um, mana eruption available, but they do resupply into one of those other bug fix setups. And the unfortunate thing is their second bug fix is in reserve at the moment, and I'm sure they would have liked to be able to play that from hand. Either way, it is still out, and they could do something else with it, and we will see the setup of another character being played from Freeloader. We'll get the passes, and we will go to potentially a final day, both players on the same individual terrain slash region, and it's a Buddha turn, so it could go either way at this point, especially with the second unique and second bug fix available for Fernico. The question is do they run into another one? Do they have another unique? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe the people at home do, but I don't know. I still have to stick with Freeloader, but it's not an ideal situation for them.
Yeah, the hard part here on Franico's side, which is really probably not that hard, is the fact that one bug fix is in discard and one is sitting here in reserve. But I mean, there's probably one in hand and does still have to play out this ink caster, but this game as a whole is very interesting because neither side really has removal. I think based off of Keelan Guy's reaction to the mana eruption, it might be just a one-off on in Freeloader's deck and it has already been used. So danger zone for both sides.
Pretty sure Freeloader has a common version of Mana Eruption as well in this deck. I just wasn't sure if it was just a one of the rare or not. But there's a lot of just random tech cards Freeloader does have available. One that would have been fun to see there on the first day would have been potentially something like an Occlude that I know he runs and be able to exhaust both of those cards in reserve. That would have been pretty clutch. Doesn't seem like that is the case. They may have ran into it already and decided to mana it. I don't know. Either way, we do have the unique out threatening the potential of a bug fix loop. The question is there any removal available here for Freeloader to just prevent that from happening? Or are they just going to have to play for maybe a 1-for-1 and just stack so many stats on that companion zone that bug fix loop wouldn't matter? But 8 mana is a lot left here for Fredico. So unless Freeloader has some other option here. Yeah, they don't doesn't look like they have the removal, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you know what would have been really good right at that moment? Maybe, possibly, the hunger.
Yeah.
Could have eaten, one of the bug fixes and that unique there, but, we saw it resupplied far too early. Although, if it was still a potential, Nico might have played around it a lot differently. But we're just continuing to stack the companion side here, hoping to at least make it to a arena, which can't get rid of those bug fixes. I don't know if the arena will be very nice to freeloader.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, FraNico's threatening 12 more stats with those bug fixes, and that whatever freeloader has on that companion side isn't enough to stop that. So unless they have something pretty good here for the 3 mana left, um, we're he's in a bad spot. We do get to see that a unique finally, and it's when I leave the expedition zone sabotage and nothing else. So in fact, that should be enough for a constant bug fix, bug fix loop, and we'll have exactly 16 stats, I believe, in order to go over the top of freeloader on the companion zone, which should be a GG. Unfortunate for freeloader not able to get exactly what they need. If only they had like a Halua counter at this point to be able to just go over with another 2 cost character to get them to 17 stats. I imagine FraNico probably had other outs just in case freeloader was holding on to something at the end there to surprise him potentially, maybe like a mana eruption, letting him think that he's fine with bug fix. But either way, it will be the victory here for FraNico in the finals of the season 3 AWOL Invitational. Glad we were able to get this one on here. It was a fun game 3. Game 1 and game 2 were close using starter decks and demo decks, but this time around should be enough for the player. And FraNico's just going to make it fun, throwing out the rare Grims, getting some boosts. Gonna sacrifice here on the Haven. Gonna throw out another bug and could even throw out another boost if they want to. Gonna just return the other bug fix for good measure.
You can't leave it hanging out. You always have to take your bug fixes with you. And you heard it here first. Freeloader, this deck would have been better if it was just Soul. So just swap out the hero and run it back with Soul and see how it goes. This Haven Bouncer being the absolute wrong kind of bouncer at the wrong time is just so unfortunate. It's a good bouncer, but not in this situation.
Indubitably, I want to thank everyone that has joined us thus far. Fernico, you wanna jump on for an interview? I don't know if you're listening or not. We can interview you, talk to you a little bit. Let's see. This message I'm in the game chat. Fernico, you wanna interview or nah?
Is FraNico playing in the AQZ Blitz finals that just started right now?
I don't know.
I feel like I missed hearing that it was today, but it is here. The problem with too many pings is that when it's too many, just kind of ignore them.
Fernico's down for an interview. Sweet. Let's send him the thing. We gotta pull up the link. S3 invite. Humana. I guess I should message him the invite instead of just posting him publicly. All right, link sent over. Sent you a link on Discord to join. We're gonna switch over here to the guest screen. I'm gonna turn off the socials once again. And then we'll make guests to 3 for Nico. Anyone in the chat have any questions for Nico? Feel free to post them, and we'll talk about it with the season 3 invitational champion. Password. He needs password. Go. There we go. All right, let me pull up chat, see if there's any questions. No questions at the moment. Feel free to ask questions if anyone wants to. If not, we'll just make some shit up.
Ask all the questions. Get inside the mind of one of the world's best players.
FraNico. Do.
Double move Sigismar? Don't mind if I do. I mean, I never play Sigismar. I would never.
Hello.
FraNico.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
Great. Well, first of all, congratulations for taking the season 3 invitational for AWOL. What
Thank
are
you.
you feeling? I mean, obviously it's taken a little bit longer than we thought on this last weekend, but going into the invitational, were you feeling pretty good? Did you think you could take the whole thing?
I wasn't so positive, honestly. I mean, I have my doubts. I have trust in this deck because I have seen it like have good success in recent tournaments, and I was like, I have not played Bookfix in any of the tournaments, so let's give it a last dance.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the questions we had in the chat is that you were in fact known for being more of a Tasia player rather than a Trace slash bug fix player. Can you go into just the thought process as far as like deck development and why you were swapping around in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing like many different decks in the last months. I started with Teja and played the first AWOL Invitational with Teja. But yeah, after that, I think I switched to Afanas actually for the second one. Then for the World Qualifiers, I've been playing Koja, and yeah, and finally for this last event, I wanted to play Backfix just because it was like last time that it could be played, so wanted to try it, and yeah, worked pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, last dance for the bug fix. Cole, did you have any questions or do you just want me to keep going?
Well, so I mean, I feel like Keelan Guy had the question but didn't ask it to the fullest potential of why did you abandon us in Muna? What made you move away from the faction entirely?
Well, it was mainly two things. The first one being that I felt like Muna was the least consistent deck because it lacked like many card draw, and yeah, I mean you have a lot of resupply, but it's reliant on your characters sticking on the board, like the aloe vera and the spindles. If they get removed, then you are just naked. You don't have any cards. And yeah, this was the first reason that made me like move away from Teja at the beginning. And the reason that made me not come back was the hanger. So yeah, basically that card is pretty scary. I mean, you can counter it, but you need to draw like Floral Tent, Subduende, and this kind of cards. And yeah, you rely too much on drawing your cards, which is the opposite of Traced, because Traced is like you draw your entire deck every game, so it's very consistent.
Well
Yeah,
said.
so some of the folks are asking of since we know that the bug fix the Buckfling's end is coming here at the end of the week, and we've had some issues with BGA and getting things set up.
Yeah.
Um, were you worried at all that you would be able to get in, and then you just have to automatically give up the finals to Freeletter because you couldn't even make the bug fix work, and Freeletter is just
um,
gonna say on the last minute that, oh yeah, I can only make the last day work. Sorry.
yeah, I mean, he said something like, "My internet isn't working until the fourth," but yeah, at the end, he agreed to play. I
Yeah,
mean, I was not too worried because I was like, if there's some technical issues or anything, I guess they will just let me
yeah.
change those cards and play with maybe traced, but different commons or change the uniques. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, even with Trace, I mean, right now outside of the AWOL, I'm playing Trace, but not Bugfix, of course, because I'm prepping for Worlds.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's still good. So yeah, with just normal Unix and no bugfix, it's still a pretty strong deck. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that goes into another question. You just mentioned that for Worlds. I assume you're planning on being there, trying to play in the LCQs. Is there any particular deck that you want to talk about that you're looking at, or are you kind of trying to keep that as a secret going into the
No, no,
event?
no. There's no secret yet because there's nothing really broken right now. I mean, you can play kind of everything. I've been at first I've been messing around with some combo decks, like some Nuit, trying to autopass and not let your opponent play. I've also seen some Sierra decks, Sierra with only permanents, like
Mm,
people playing Sierra full permanents because now you have like some synergies with the Opera House and some other new cards. And I've also been playing and like a lot the Nadir, the new Lira hero, because I think it's the skill ceiling. I think it's pretty high, but
mhm.
also like yeah, it's pretty rewarding if you play correctly. But it's also really easy to misplay and lose the entire game if you let your opponent through an expedition.
Right.
Yeah, outside that, I think that the two decks that I'm going to be focusing on for the last chance qualifier are going to be Koyo and Traced, most likely.
Got it.
So pretty boring because it's all heroes, but at least with new cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you did mention that you weren't feeling as confident in Muna because they weren't getting enough card draw and everything like that. So, no hopes in potentially bringing out the new Muna hero as well. You just like Nadir the best out of the new ones.
No, I mean I like it. The new Muna hero is cool. I mean I played it in the pre-release events and it was like really really good because
Mm,
it drew a lot of cards. Like you feel like you're never out of fuel. But I think it's still like lacking some mechanics. I mean, I
mhm.
guess some more interaction with the tokens, and I don't know. Maybe there's something out there that we don't know about yet. I've seen some decks with cards with uniques that give boosts when a character joins your expeditions. So you can create tokens and get multiple boosts. That can be a way to play it, maybe. But yeah, we still need to see that one. I didn't get to test that yet.
Nice. All right, Cole. Did you have any other questions?
So you mentioned Kojo and Traced looking at those, but with new cards. Not to reveal too much, but what are your favorite cards you're testing so far?
Okay, so the new, I mean, for Koyo, for instance, you have the Leviathan Spotter, which is like a second
Mm,
Seringer. You need to build a little bit around it because you need to play like Mighty Jin, maybe Aklut, some four cost cards that you don't care too much if you reveal them to your opponent because maybe you don't want to reveal that you have Hunger in hand. You want to give that, yeah. So that's a good one because it's like extra draw. Um, and then I think the smoldering gin, I think it's called, like the new gin that ramps from reserve is also pretty decent. I feel like if you can run like the three gins, you can run tiny gin, mighty gin, and this new one. You can have actually a lot of ramp, and also they share that they have high mountain stats. So like you can try to block your opponent on mountain with those three. And yeah, and kind of play a Koyo with high resources, like a lot of draw and a lot of ramp, and you have like many cards and a lot of mana. This is one of the orientations. The other one with Trace, I think it's going to be more focused on activating your permanents because now you have like the I don't know the name, but the permanent that sends character to reserve with 2 cost or less.
yeah.
There's like I roll it Reef, I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
That's right.
Reef.
Yeah, so you have this, you have sabotage, you have resupply on the heavy and bastion, you have the brassbook back, so you can also spawn more brassbook. You have like different options, and then if you have like Gibil or other cards that you can discard and activate permanents, that can be pretty good. And also for Trace, I think Paju, I think it's called. It's like the robot that you can discard from reserve and create an airlight. 2 cost, 222. Yeah. So this one is also pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And then last question I had, and then we can go over some like shout outs and other stuff for Worlds.
Okay.
But how does it feel reclaiming the title of AWOL Seasonal Invitational for, I mean, for the team AQZ in general, but also over the fact that I think you bubbled out on the season 2 Invitational and
Yeah.
now able to take the victory here on season 3.
Yeah, I mean, it was like one of these achievements that I wanted to get because the first invitational I finished in second place.
Mhm.
I was beaten by Kelongite actually
Mhm.
in the first one.
Yep.
Then in the second one, I think I was out of top 16 by a tiebreaker. I was like top 17 or top 18, so
Yeah.
I didn't get to the top 16. And yeah, I mean, I was feeling a bit down on the competitive side of Altered this last month because the qualifiers for Worlds
Right.
didn't go too well. I mean, the Barcelona one, which was like the main one for me because it was in Spain, I finished in third place, so I was
Mhm.
like really close but didn't quite make it. So I was a little bit down after that. And then the online Asia qualifier was just a catastrophe because playing so late in the morning was like super bad for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and after that I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep competing in Altered. I don't know if I can make it. But so yeah, winning a World Invitational is, like a boost of confidence again. So let's try to do something in the last chance qualifiers.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited to see what you could do here for the last chance qualifiers. Would be great to see if you could get one of those spots. I know a lot of folks would like to see you take it into those top 32 slots and see what you can do in the conquest format as a whole.
Yeah, I'd love to
So,
play Conquest. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. There you go. But yeah, that's all I had, Cole. Unless you had anything else, we can let FraNico do any shout outs if he wants.
Shout out away. Let us know what you got, who you want to attribute the win to, who you want to see.
Okay, thank you guys. I mean, first of all, yeah, huge congrats to Philoder, to my opponent in this final because he's also from AQC and he's always very supportive in the team. Helps a lot with the decks and everything. The same goes to everyone in the team, especially Rinku, Kelongai, Tandy, everyone. I mean, yeah, they are all really good in their own. Also, like Idyllic, I don't know, everyone. I don't want to miss on on anyone, but they're all like super good players and always helping out with the uniques and everything. And yeah, and I want to shout out all my friends from the Spanish community that I see like every week. Like last week we had 10 players in the presentation, which I think is still decent for a local store, like in a little small Spanish city.
Right.
So yeah, so everyone from Murcia, like David, Marco, Rodrigo, Pablo, everyone.
Mhm.
Like I really enjoy playing with them in real person. Like I mean, this is AWOL, this is online competition, but if it wasn't for the physical play, we wouldn't be here, any of us. So yeah.
Definitely. Well, once again, congratulations for
Thank you guys.
taking the championship here. We're gonna switch over to the other screen so you can head on out if you want. And excited to see you over at the World Championship Last
Thank
Chance
you guys.
qualifiers. You
And
doing
also
morning?
shout out for Simon for the organization.
Perfect. Yeah, Simon as well. Happy to curse Freeloader once again on stream.
Yeah,
All right,
great.
let's go back to the caster screen and we'll wrap things up. Cole, any final? See you later. Cole, any final thoughts?
Well, I mean, I guess we don't have a week off now because we did this today. But I think Monday starts back up a week from today, right?
I think
Because
that's what Simon had set up. Yeah.
Simon's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, be prepared for next season. Invite your friends. I think it would be very cool if people were not as scared of competitive altered as they seemingly are. Maybe if people can get more used to things like the AWOL or ACE or the AQZ online tournaments, maybe in turn more will show up to tumults and yada yada. Yeah, come say hi to us at Worlds in however many days it is now. And that's probably it for me. So whatever else you got.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, feel free to give input. Simon has always set up the inputs for seasons and different events and everything like that, um, on what you think would work, especially for new players that maybe feel a little bit daunted going into these events and playing against some, I mean, obviously really good players and everything like that. Feel free to give your input as a newer player. That's We constantly get new people joining the AWOL server saying that this is their first event or something like that. Stuff that you'd like to see as a newer player for these events, and things that would influence you to keep on playing, I guess. Because at the end of the day, the idea is to constantly grow this online community, because the local scenes aren't always the easiest for some players, and if we can keep on growing the online community, at least we'll have that, right? So that's the main thing. Also, if you do feel like doing any type of casting, feel free to reach out, and we'll get you set up. There's almost no restrictions, just don't be a weirdo. I mean, even if you're a weirdo, we'll probably let you in. But yeah, that's it. This has been the Altered Weekly Online League AWOL Season 3 Invitational Finals. It was surprisingly a best of 3, even though it was actually a best of 1. And that'll be it. Blue signing off. Cole's going to say wave goodbye as well. And we'll catch y'all later.